absolute peak. So 2 weeks ago, the stars managed to align to allow me to attend a Love Live event for the first time, that being Hasuno Sora's 5th tour, Edel Note's Bait stage, but only the first day though. Not only was I already going to be in Japan during the time, but I was also going to be staying in Osaka, and originally I didn't know that they had tickets for sale, so I was planning on watching it through the live stream like usual. But out of pure luck or coincidence, one day I decided to look up the event details through the official Love Live website and saw that they still had tickets available, so I clicked it and saw that it was the first come first serve tickets. I thought all tickets were distributed through lottery, but they also had these tickets available. So after I saw this, I made it my mission to attend this live no matter the cost. So after finding out the tickets were available, the next obvious step was to actually get it, which was kind of confusing at first but turned out to be very simple. The Love Live Discord actually has a guide on how to obtain a ticket, so I took a look at that, and the first step was to get a Japanese phone number, which I chose to get a mobile SIM card. So if anyone doesn't know which one to get, I can confirm that mobile SIM cards work just fine. After that, I had to sign up for an E+ account, select the event, get a receipt, and then I paid for it at 7-Eleven. And that was it. My seat was secured for the event. I ended up getting the ticket the day before, so I was hyped to go the next day. Since the event started at 5:30, I planned to arrive at around 5, so I had time to take pictures and get to my seat. But when I went to the train station to buy my ticket, I realized that the machine doesn't take 500 yen coins, so I had to run back to 7-Eleven to exchange it for 100 yen coins, then run back to buy a ticket, which made me genuinely worried that I was going to miss the start of the event since it was a long walk and I had to wait for the next train. But I got on with enough time to make it there, at least according to Google Maps. Since the event took place at Osaka Castle Hall, I decided to take the train down to Yodoyabashi, then walk down the river until I reached the venue. The area around the castle was very nice. It was around sunset while I was walking around the castle, so the scenery was very good. There even was this abandoned building right next to the castle. I didn't know where the entrance to the hall was, or where the building even was, so I walked around a bit and found a lot of crows around this area. I soon found out where the building was after following someone with a Sayaka shirt, since I made the genius guess that they were going to the live. They were selling merch outside in the stall, but I didn't have any money after buying these goobs, so I just went in. I thought there would be a process to get in, but it really was just as simple as walking up to the door, showing my ticket on the app, and that was good. I've never gone to an event before, so I didn't know what to expect. While inside, I walked over to my section, but noticed the flower stands were right next to it and saw people were lining up to take pictures of them, so I did the same. I recognized some of the art from art that I've seen online, so that was a nice surprise. This was also when I realized that the live took place on Kakan's birthday. After that, I took a seat in front of my section since the door was closed, but what I didn't notice is that there was a sign right in front saying to enter through the G door. So I ended up just sitting in front of the door for a couple minutes waiting for the door that would never open. So after noticing that, I made my way to the G door to get in. And while I was trying to find my seat, I slipped on one of the stairs and almost dropped my phone, but was able to catch it. I turned and saw one guy who saw it happen, but I quickly went away to continue to find my seat. Once I found my seat, I noticed that it was a pretty good seat considering that I bought it the day before. Of course, it's not down on the floor, but I didn't expect to get one of those seats. From where I was sitting, I had a pretty clear view of the stage, and I wasn't too far off from where everyone else would be. Also, big shout out to the guy sitting next to me, since he noticed I didn't have a pen light and he let me borrow one of his to use through the live. Real nice dude. I talked to him after the live about Love Live. So, to the homie with the Ginkgo shirt who sat next to me, you're a real one. Once the live started and they came out, it almost felt fake, like they weren't actually there and I was still watching the stream. I couldn't believe that I was actually in the same space as them. They looked very HD. Also, the screen in the back looked so much better in person than it does on video. The image was very clean. At first, I was a bit reserved with my waving of the pen light and calls, since it felt kind of embarrassing, but you know what, I couldn't just not cheer during On Your Mark, so that ended pretty quickly. I ended up almost losing myself during it because it felt like time went by very fast. During the songs, I repped Rinchan for Edel Note, Kankan for Minakura Park, Fu-chan for the orchestra, and Nonsuke for Cerise Bouquet. Trying to change between each character's color in between songs when one of them becomes the center is its own skill. I had to cycle between the colors multiple times until I landed on the right one. So if during any of the live footage you see one light constantly switch between colors, it's probably me. Also, I got such a strong feeling of nostalgia or chills or something as soon as Edel Note started being performed. It hasn't even been a year since the song came out or since the Love Live finals, but I got such a strong reaction from it that I didn't get from any other song. While watching the streams, I always felt like Mirakra's songs would be the most fun to experience live, and I was right. They have so much movement and cheers to them. Wow and Very Very Coconutser were so fun. Of course, every other group was also enjoyable. Edel Note, like I mentioned, and Retro Future were fantastic for Edel Note. The orchestra's Ampare and I May Day were full of hype. And after Atara Yo Hanabi was performed a few months ago, I've fallen in love with it, and seeing it live only made me enjoy it more. 37.5 degrees Celsius No Fantasy was also fun to see. There were also moments during the intermission where the audio would come from the other side of the arena, so it was a bit jarring hearing Rurino's voice come from, I don't know, a mile away from the screen. Overall, the first half of the live was fun, but it really only started after that with Aurora Flower being performed by Edel Note. This was completely unexpected and had me shook within my seat, and they absolutely killed it. Then that being followed with Identity, Ladybug, and Holiday Holiday by their respective groups was also hype. I freaking love these songs. And during the MC, it was revealed that none other than the GOAT Rinchan wanted these performed, so they were. Though none of that even compares to what came in the encore. For the first time since the original 6, my absolute goat of a song, Trick and Cute, was finally performed, reborn with the 105 version. Trick and Cute is my favorite Hasu song, and being there to witness it being brought back was the absolute highlight of the live for me. Well, that and one more thing which I'll talk about later. Anyways, Trick and Cute also had a video playing on the screen, which I really liked. It wasn't an MV, but it was still a nice touch. Overall, Trick and Cute brought this live from an S to an S+. This was then followed by New Black and Ichigo Milk, which, wow, the absolute gap between some of them. Of course, Rinchan and Amane could pull off the cool look, but Nochike and Hichan is a different story. I feel like Nochike has been on her cool arc recently, and she has absolutely been pulling it off. A big gap compared to her first year of Hasu Sora. And Hichan. Comparing Hichan from Se Hasu to her here, the gap is absolutely massive. It was so good to see. Ichigo Milk Love was also a really nice follow-up to New Black. The MC after it was also great, with Michan once again carrying the whole show. Then to end off the live, Step Up was fun. Cheering Se no as loud as I can with everyone was fun. Seeing all of the seiyus move around the carts was fun, and I absolutely tried to catch their attention by waving the pen lights around, and I was trying to change my colors as quickly as I could to match the seiyu that was passing by. I fumbled a lot trying to do that. After the end of the live, I talked a bit with the homie in the Ginkgo shirt about Love Live and about foreigners coming to see the live events. I also decided to take a couple of pictures of the arena, and while I was doing that, one of the staff members came by and told me to stop it as I was taking this video of the stage. I think they thought I was trying to get a picture of the inside of the stage, but I was just trying to take a video of the stage itself. And leaving the venue, there was an absolute sea of people outside taking pictures with their plushies and acrylic stands. It was a nice scenery. Anyways, it was around 9 after the live ended, and I needed to take the train and bus to go back home, and I was really tired by the end. So, to sum it all up, Hasu Sora was great. I know not everyone can, but if you can, try to go to a live event. It doesn't have to be Hasu, could be Niji, Lielo, Bluebird, whatever, it doesn't even have to be Love Live. Just try and go to one, and whenever you are there, just let loose and have fun. Also, I know everyone says this, but I swear Chuka looked at me during Step Up. I have no proof, the stream doesn't show it, but I swear my eyes met with her and she pointed at me. I might be a Chuka Oshi now.